Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into some absolutely fascinating data that's going to challenge literally everything we think we know about modern entrepreneurship. We're going to unpack the hidden mechanics behind the world's most incredibly boring businesses. Because look, if you want to cut through all the noise of social media influencers and get straight down to the structural architecture of true wealth, you are in the exact right place. We're going to break this down using some brilliant insights that will completely change how you look at building a business. Let's get into it. So, to kick things off, we have to look at this massive paradox. Why do glamorous businesses fail? You know the story. Every single year, thousands of people launch an aesthetically pleasing cafe, a trendy clothing brand, maybe a flashy cloud kitchen. And from the outside, like if you're scrolling through Reels on Instagram, it looks spectacular. Grand openings, huge crowds, custom neon lighting. But fast forward 5 years, a huge percentage of these visually stunning businesses have become absolute traps. They either shut down completely, or even worse, they force the owner into this grueling 24/7 daily hustle. Basically, the business just becomes a second job. They literally traded a 9 to 5 for a 24/7. It really boils down to a tale of two entrepreneurs. Let's call them Karan and Mahesh. Both start out with the exact same capital. Karan goes all in on the glamour. He builds this premium cafe with imported coffee machines and that mandatory fancy Instagram wall. He gets all the likes, the opening day hype, the whole shebang. Mahesh, on the other hand, he starts a totally boring B2B service. Zero ribbon cutting, absolutely no social media buzz, just a small office and some solid contracts. Well, fast forward 3 years. Karan is still standing at his cafe counter, totally exhausted, hunting for new customers every single day just to make rent. And Mahesh? He's chilling on a vacation with his family in Goa. Why? Because Mahesh's boring business relies on automatic monthly payments. He built a self-sustaining system, not a daily hustle. Section 1. Glamour versus boring reality. So when we actually look at the data, what we call a boring business is really just a system-driven, owner-independent operation that solves essential, recurring problems. Notice the keywords there: requirements, not luxuries. What these businesses completely lack in Instagram appeal, they absolutely make up for in financial resilience. They solve persistent, real-world problems that exist whether the economy is booming or completely crashing. And because they aren't considered cool, they're largely ignored by the masses. For the smart entrepreneur, that means incredibly low competition. Section 2. Service-based gold mines. Think about hospitals, IT parks, huge hotels, warehouses, schools, food factories. What do all of these massive facilities have in common? They absolutely require constant, non-negotiable infrastructure upkeep. We're talking about commercial cleaning, pest control, laundry. If a hotel's bed sheets aren't clean, they literally cannot sell the room. If a hospital isn't sanitized, it shuts down. These are strict, legally binding requirements, not optional luxuries. The demand is permanently baked into the infrastructure of our society. Let's break down the commercial cleaning model as an example. Step 1 is securing 1 to 2 year contracts. You aren't out there hunting for a new customer every day. You lock them in. Step 2 is building systems and teams. And step 3, this is the real secret sauce. You sell tension-free mornings. The owner of this business is definitely not out there mopping floors. They're managing a highly efficient system. Corporate clients will gladly pay a massive premium for the sheer relief of knowing their office will be spotlessly clean every single morning without them ever having to think about it. And it's the exact same logic for pest control and commercial laundry. Just imagine a restaurant owner spotting a cockroach in their kitchen right before a health inspector walks in. The urgency there is massive. They don't care about the price. They need that solution right this second. And it's never just a one-off visit. It turns into repeat treatments and annual contracts. Plus, if you solve a massive headache like that for a hotel or a restaurant, your referral network becomes huge. You get incredibly sticky clients and essentially free word-of-mouth marketing because, to them, you are a lifesaver, not just a vendor. Section 3. Location and asset models. Now, think about vending machines and RO water ATMs. These things act as 24/7 silent salesmen. They don't demand a salary, they never take a sick day, they never complain, and they seamlessly handle digital payments. Whether it's dispensing a quick snack in a busy corporate IT park or providing safe drinking water at a massive, packed railway station, these machines fulfill a constant, never-ending human need. They're tireless workers generating cash flow around the clock. So the crucial point here is summarized perfectly in this idea. Product can be copied, location cannot. You could have the most advanced, beautiful vending machine in the world, but if it's sitting in a dead hallway, it's going to lose money. Conversely, an average, totally boring machine placed at the exact choke point of a busy hospital or airport, it will practically print cash. In these asset models, the game isn't about the product, it's entirely about real estate and placement. Let's look at another asset model, equipment rental. Say a construction contractor needs a heavy-duty concrete cutter for just 10 days. Do they buy it for a massive upfront cost, creating a giant liability that they then have to store and maintain forever? Or do they just rent it for a fraction of the price to immediately fulfill the job? Almost everyone chooses to rent. The contractor just wants the job done without the headache of owning an expensive tool they might rarely use again. And this brilliantly illustrates our next core concept: people pay for access, not ownership. This right here is why tool and equipment rentals are such underrated cash flow machines. The entrepreneur purchases the asset exactly one time, but that single asset generates repeating rental income endlessly. Once the machine pays for itself, almost every dollar after that is pure margin. It's fantastic. Section 4. The software advantage. Let's shift gears and talk about SaaS, or software as a service. These are digital tools designed specifically to relieve daily administrative headaches for businesses in exchange for automatic monthly subscriptions. Think about a local gym owner trying to track hundreds of memberships, or a clinic managing daily appointments, or a school handling fee collections. If you can provide a software tool that turns an hour of mind-numbing, boring administrative work into a 10-minute automated task, those business owners will happily pay you a subscription fee every single month for that relief. The true power of SaaS is this exact concept. Build once, scale infinitely. Think about it. If you run a physical factory and want to add 10,000 new customers, you have to build new facilities, hire hundreds of staff, buy massive amounts of raw materials. But with software, adding 10,000 new users costs almost nothing. You don't need a new factory. The code is already written. This creates some of the absolute highest profit margins in the entire business world, all while that recurring revenue just continuously stacks up. Section 5. The ultimate wealth filter. Now, here is the big takeaway. The ultimate secret isn't commercial cleaning, it isn't vending machines, and it isn't even software. The real hidden secret of wealth is the underlying principle of recurring revenue. It's the structural architecture of repeat automatic payments. That, my friends, is what truly frees the business owner from the daily grind. It really comes down to the difference between working yourself to the bone and building actual generational wealth. With one-time income, you are hunting for customers daily. If you stop hustling, your income stops. You're constantly focused on making that one big sale, which is trendy and exciting for sure, but ultimately, it's exhausting. On the other hand, with recurring revenue, you have contract-based, predictable cash flow. You've built an owner-independent system. You don't care about a single large profit. You care about repeating automatic profit. It's boring, yes, but it is reliable, scalable freedom. Wealthy entrepreneurs consistently choose this second model. So moving forward, you only need exactly 30 seconds. That is the amount of time it should take you to judge if a new business opportunity is just an average drop or a potential gold mine. And you'll figure that out by asking the ultimate wealth filter question. Will this pay me once or repeatedly? It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are we just chasing viral trends because they look good on camera? Or are we actually trying to build sustainable freedom? Next time you see a glamorous new startup making headlines, ask yourself, who is actually making the guaranteed monthly income behind the scenes? Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Catch you next time.